live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios. It's in the building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Bisexual people are stingy.
Are they?
Yes. Pick one. I mean, geez, that's stingy.
They can be stingy. Do y'all?
Heteros, we only get to choose from half the population. These bisexuals, they get to choose anybody they ever want. Turn the lights out and it's a free-for-whole.
Let them do their thing.
Good morning.
Y'all do y'all's thing.
Okay, true or false? God doesn't mind if a girl's bisexual, but a guy. Moral question right off the top today on a Friday.
Oh man, no comment. I'm gonna leave that one alone. No comment.
You know, I think a lot of women think it's okay to be kind of curious, but if their dude is, they're out.
No, my wife already told me.
Of course, but she can. You cannot.
Right.
Women establish that.
Right.
Yeah, that's not me being shallow.
She wants no part
Women don't want
She wants me no part of Bouquet's lifestyle.
Oh, geez.
She continues to ask me if he's a switch hitter.
I think he's doing a bit.
He's doing a bit.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know because it'll ruin it.
Yeah.
So just keep going.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Anybody under 30's by.
Yeah, maybe we can get you to French kiss a dude at the live concert on June 21.
Well, maybe if it gets sold out, who knows?
If it sells out, Bouquet will make out with a dude on stage. His girlfriend take pictures. These Gen Zers are weird.
They're not weird. They're different.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care about this kind of stuff.
Care.
We were brought up thinking, this is how men do, this is how women do. Jesus wants that, and Jesus wants this. And that's the way we were raised.
Yeah, that's why I felt bad for a lot of people coming up. Because, like, after we got out of high school, like, I found out, like, 10 dudes were gay. And I was like, poor dude. Now that I'm older, you know what I mean? Like, he couldn't even, in my day, 95, he couldn't do nothing.
We had a dude.
As soon as high school finished, I was like, poor dude. He couldn't even be open.
We had a dude so when I was in high school, my freshman year, they were redoing the baseball locker room. So we had to share with the fucking mouth-breathing, knuckle-dragging football players, you know? And so I had to be associated with that element, those nasty football players. The biggest dude on the team my sophomore year, probably shouldn't give his name.
No.
He wound up, I think he played for like Florida Atlantic. He was a good player, defensive end. I'm not going to say his name. I've already given away too much. Anyhow, so he was this big, huge dude, had the old school Will Smith box haircut.
Yeah.
All ripped, and he liked to walk through the locker room completely naked. Which at 15, no.
We were trying to get behind the towel quick as possible.
I was sneaking that shit, you know.
Some days I just showered at home.
Oh, I never showered at school.
I did.
I just put clean clothes back on my nasty body and went home.
Every now and then I hop in the shower.
Not me. I would get undressed, but I wouldn't get in the shower. And mostly because of this dude. I was scared. This guy would walk around. He would go completely naked. He would go up.
That's what you're supposed to do, by the way.
I think I've told you this before. What do you mean? What?
We're supposed to take showers. It's normal. We made it weird, but it wasn't weird. Like,
that's weird. It's still weird.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it now. Like, could you take a shower with me in the same a room the size of this studio? Would you be able to shower? Hey, anyway, what do you want to get into tomorrow? We got to make sure we plug the new promo. No. Of course not. Of course not.
I'll keep my thoughts to myself.
He would dive right in.
Hey guys.
I know. He'd come in and lay down on his back and cross his legs and read his phone while we were showering.
Yeah, wrestling team showers.
So we could look up at it.
Right. Yeah. No.
Jeez, dude.
Freshman wrestling team showers happen all the time.
Here you go. So this dude would walk down the locker room completely naked. He'd go up to some poor, skinny, unsuspecting 14-year-old freshman who was trying to get dressed, and he would slap the kid on the ass cheeks with his penis. Pop.
He's gay.
Pop.
He's gay.
That's just good fun.
That's not funny. That's gay.
And it would
that's good fun.
Humiliate the shit out of this poor kid. They couldn't do nothing about it. The kid was 3 times their size.
It's all good, but I don't do gay games. But it's cool if you're gay. I'm not. But I don't want to play any gay games.
We should start something called the gay games.
I'm not doing that. Like, it's cool. Do your thing, brother. But don't slap me with your Venus.
Well, and see, here's the thing. He was humiliating these kids, totally hazing them, totally bullying them. and they were going to tell because they were scared.
We didn't snitch then.
Because he would beat the shit out of him because
Right.
he was a huge, nasty bully. But my theory was he's actually gay.
Of course.
You don't bully someone by literally slapping someone on the
No,
butt cheek with your penis.
Yeah, you're hoping it slips in.
Yeah, that's his way of he's pretending to haze you while getting his rocks off without coming off as like wanting to do more.
Gay
He
games.
totally did.
I'm good on that.
So hopefully wherever that kid wound up, hopefully he found his peace because that's he's humiliating people because he's closet gay. And I thought that was sad. I felt
It
bad.
is sad.
I felt bad for him.
Now that I'm almost 50,
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, it's a few dudes I felt bad for.
Felt bad for him. Shout out to all the closet gay men out there. Welcome in here. I hope you're a subscriber. I hope you're a member. It is in the building. It is program number 336. It's in the building from the Texas Cheer Studios at Pub Sports Radio.
Texas Cheer Liquor.
Oh, my bad.
You know.
Texas Cheer Liquor
Studios.
I'm going to write this down.
Yeah.
At Pub Sports Radio.
We got to see Aladdin later. I don't want to hear it.
I understand. Live from Southtown. The audio disseminator is Jose Bouquet. All right, let's just do the first live spot. Come buy some tickets today to In the Building Live. We're doing a live concert Saturday, June 21st at High Waves Event Center on the property of High Waves Church. I'll tell the penis butt joke that night during the church.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to keep the F.
throttle.
I need the F bombs and the pizza bombs to
No.
a minimum. I know it's 21 and up, but F bombs and pizza bombs to a minimum.
Well,
you need to keep me off the mic then.
No, this is what I
You
look,
got that video?
Shout out
Jose?
to High Waves Church. They don't care what we do. Oh, they don't want us breaking the law.
No, we can't break the law. We can't break things.
But they're not going to sit up here and tell us we're able to serve alcohol that night. We're able to cuss. That event center acts on its own.
It's not the church.
Right. It's not the church. They're probably hoping that us heathens, by being on the
But
church
Jesus
property,
is in there, Mike.
Correct. I know.
He's in there.
I know. Maybe they're hoping
He's in here.
if they let us rub up next to Jesus, we'll convert all the way. Not that I'm anti-Jesus, but I'm pro cussing and drinking, and I don't mind doing it on the church property. So on the grounds of High Waves Church at High Waves Event Center on Saturday, June 21, Rudy and I, Bouquet's going. We will have a live concert in the building that night. So what does it have to do with Texas Cheer Liquor? Today I will be, and Rudy's going to come out for about an hour or so. I'm going to be out there for a couple of hours. From 2 to 4, I will be at the Texas Cheer Liquor location on Lucky Ranch and I-90, just outside 1604. Bouquet is flashing the map of all of the Texas Cheer Liquors. It's the furthest south one there. If you know your geography in this city where we do this show, it is straight out west, outside Loop 1604, off Highway 90 and Lucky Ranch. I think there's a bar maybe right next door.
Yeah, it's called 90 Proof.
Okay, there's a pizza joint, I think, right there. If my
Mexican
memory
food,
serves
Mexican
me.
food joint.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's 90 in Montgomery.
right
Hit
there.
the Montgomery exit.
Yeah, take the Montgomery exit, turn around. It's right there off Lucky Ranch.
Right.
It is Texas Cheer Liquor today. I will be there. Rudy's going to come hang out with me, too. So if you come out and buy at least one ticket to the concert, the live show, you get your name put into a hopper. And at 4 o'clock, I'm going to pull a name out of the hat. And if I pull your name, you win a bottle of Buffalo Trace whiskey. How about
Yes.
that? Good bit. All right. So
Great
come out
bit.
there and hang out with us and have an effervescent time. All right. All right. I'm going to use big words today a lot for funsies.
Oh, I know. If I don't know what it means, I'll ask you.
That's
I don't
okay.
care.
So, and the reason,
I know what that means.
The reason I'm going to use big words today is in honor of the new GOAT, the new badass, the new reigning world spelling bee champion is a Texan.
Wow.
Allen's own Faison Zaki. Okay.
He's the new goat of what?
Of spelling. He won last night. He won last year.
Somebody from Texas won the National Spelling Bee?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Last year, he was runner-up, lost by one letter he got wrong.
Damn, poor dude.
And took second. And last night, got revenge, screwed it up because there were 3 kids left. The 2 kids misspelled a word, and it left Faison by himself. And he got cocky, thinking, oh, cool, I got this. I'm going to win. And when they told him what his word was, he didn't even ask for a definition, didn't ask them to put it in a sentence, just started busting out spelling all cocky and realized, and he stopped himself halfway through, goes, oh, no, wait. He's like, because once
late.
It's too late. He's like, shh. He goes, just ring the bell. He's a 13-year-old kid. Just ring the bell. Yeah. That's great. And so they went to a playoff, but he held firm. So shout out to Faison Zaki from Allen, Texas.
He's Indian, though,
He's
right?
the 30th of the last 36 Scripps National Spelling Bee winners. He's the 30th Indian American to win.
They can spell their asses off.
All
I
right.
don't know what they do or what they take. I don't know if they take some performance-enhancing spelling drugs. But it's like, Kenyan are going to win the Boston Marathon.
Yep.
And Indians are going to win the spelling bees.
Correct.
So
And Japanese American kids are going to win all the math offs.
yeah.
Yeah, and you and I win the sports talk. Yay!
Who wins the
Our shit don't pay
who's-
nothing.
Who are the chess champions? What country is the chess champion?
Russians.
Russians?
Russians win the chess. Yeah, you're Eastern Europeans.
We got the most guns.
Yeah, we win the gun. Yeah, we got the biggest military, so whatever.
We'll just blow you up.
All right, boys, do not cheat. The winning word last night for Faison,
Oh boy.
All right.
éclaircissement.
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 Origin.
France.
You-
Éclaircissement.
Use it in a sentence, please.
Okay. I used to think that all German shepherds were mean, but I underwent an éclaircissement, and now I realize that they're not. It's the owner.
Éclaircissement.
Would you like the definition?
Yes.
Clearing up of something obscure. To have an enlightenment. Don't be cheating, Jose.
Éclaircissement.
Yes. Go ahead, Rudy.
ELC.
Bang.
Damn. ECL. That's what I meant.
I'll give you a do-over. Go.
ECL.
Okay.
AR.
Okay.
CIZMENT. Claircissement.
Bang. Bouquet. Don't cheat.
No, he needs that. Writing it down is cheating, bro.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
That's cheating.
You
You
don't get to
can't.
write
They don't
down
have
nothing.
pens and pencils at the scribbles.
Well, what you guys don't know is that I am the worst speller in the United States.
Yeah,
by
because you've
far.
always had Google, you lazy ass.
I got 40s routinely on
All
my
right.
spelling
So
test.
so
give,
spell
give it a
it.
go. Éclaircissement.
Eclaircissement. ECLARIESIZEMENT.
Well, that's a good sound out.
Bang. Éclaircissement. ECLAIR.
AIR. Claire.
CISSEMENT. Éclaircissement. That's
No,
what the kid
I would've
won
never
last
got
night.
that.
There's some good kids in this world.
Yeah.
There's some great kids out there that don't rely on Google to spell things. And they're
Just because you
13
can
years
spell
old.
don't mean you're a great kid.
I know. This kid looks like a funny kid.
Oh, okay.
So there was a kid that took second about maybe 7-8 years ago. He was 12. He was from Dallas, and he took second. And he was 12, full academic scholarship to TCU at 13. Graduated at 18 with a PhD. So he
Yeah,
got
I've
his
seen a few of
got his
those.
degree in 2 years, his PhD in a year. He was technically Dr. Aman Singh at 19. He had his PhD.
Probably a dick.
I know. I just saw some.
Probably
I
a
think
total asshole.
Yeah, I would be. I think I saw some kid from Dallas just got a 1600 also on that 16.
Dude.
He's
there's-
probably a dick.
yeah.
We got the most people. We should have the most smart
So
kids.
we got the best football players, baseball players, basketball players. We got the best volleyball. We got the best rowing. And, bitches, we got the best speller in America. Scoreboard, Texas.
best football players are from Florida.
Well, okay. We could have a debate.
I don't
on
want to
that.
debate it.
I don't either. I do, though. No, I don't want to debate it. I want proof. Look this up. Here's something you can Google. States with the most current National Football
We have the
League
most players, Mike. Now, you got to go by percentages.
Wait a minute. Florida? How many people in Florida? 20
Not
million?
like Texas.
No, we have like 35.
Yeah.
They have what? What's Florida got?
I don't
20,
know.
25? It's
I don't
big. It's a big state. How many guys? Show me the leading states in the NFL. If Texas is not
The Texas
one,
is
we're two
Texas
or three.
probably one.
Cali, Texas, and Florida are always
Oh,
one, two, or
Georgia.
three.
See, that's what I wanted to go
per
by.
capita.
Georgia.
Okay, and that's fine. SEC.
Georgia
got-
has some good kids,
SEC,
too.
baby.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. We do it good down here.
Downhill.
We know how to raise a football player. They ain't got to take no math or science. Fuck spelling bee. We're gonna play. He's
was
major. He's
better.
majoring linebacker.
It was better when it was Jim Crow.
Whoa. Mark that tape.
By the way, per
Yes.
capita, Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi.
Louisiana's got good
DC.
football. All right. So overall, though,
Damn, how far is Texas down?
Overall, per capita, it's ugly business for Texas. Overall, Texas, Florida, Cali, Georgia, North Carolina.
How
Texas,
far is the Florida behind Texas? For like 14 players?
190 to 176.
Yes, Jose, that's 14
North
players.
Carolina's fourth. So North Carolina has 74 guys in the NFL. Carolina's a small state. That's impressive.
Pretty good.
That's pretty damn good.
That's why Bill Belichick's there.
That's damn good. Yeah, Will Belichick.
Don't trigger him.
Not the university of, the state of. The state
Don't
of.
trigger him with Jordan talk.
The state of. Thank you. All right. So one quick thing. So come out and see us today. Texas Cheer Liquor over off of I-90. And don't forget, get your ass in there and buy some booze for the weekend. It's Friday. Buy a ticket. Get your name in the Buffalo Trace Hopper. And whatever you wind up buying, of course, 5% off when you mention in the building. I don't want to get hit. Is he coming out there? I don't
know. He'd be a busy man. I don't know.
He's not going to swoop in on his magic carpet to see how we're doing. See, I'm just trying to back you up with your racism and stereotypes.
I said they're smart. They can spell.
Yeah, I know. And then you called him Aladdin.
That's what he said today.
Aladdin was not from India, I don't think.
I didn't know if you caught that.
I think Aladdin was like, I don't know, like Iranian or some shit. I don't know. God almighty. All right. It is in the building. Donate to us via the Super Chat. If you want to shoot us a tip, it's Friday. I know y'all got paid. Keep us employed, please. You can,
it's the end of the month. Y'all got paid. Before you go buy your fentanyl, come buy some some liquor.
And buy us coffees. All right. There's a Buy Me a Coffee link that Bouquet will post. You can donate via the Super Chat. You can become a member for just $4.99 a month to become an exclusive member. You get all of the exclusive in the building, members only gear and or programming. And, of course, subscriptions are free at Love You Heart TV. Shout out to our partners at Anthem TV. Download the Anthem TV app for free. All of our shows are broadcast on there, as well as our buddies at Pub Sports Radio, who proudly house us here in 2K25 in the building.
In the building, baby.
All right, let's get into some NBA doings, and I want to get into the NBA doings, but I have some points to make on our beloved San Antonio Spurs.
Okay,
but let's set it up by discussing last night. We were at a buddy's house last night having dinner, and we had the game on, and that was a good game, and Indiana did not quit. But once again, we have a game in the playoffs where a team gets out to a big lead, has to survive. We've had a couple of blown leads in the playoffs, and the Knicks survive, wind up holding off Indiana to force a Game 6 back in Indiana. So there's a little pressure now on the Pacers.
These guys, not me, I never played pros, but these guys will tell you, anybody that's been through it, the toughest game is the closeout game because you never know, how hard, if a team, some teams like Minnesota come out and lay down. And then you have the team like the Knicks who are at home, and they come out and, play hard, play with more force. Pascal Siakam's like, hey, they played harder than us.
Yep.
Which, sometimes you ask as a guy that, didn't play, how does that happen? How do you let them play harder than you when a trip to the NBA Finals is on the line?
Right.
But it happens, so shout out to the Knicks, man. Timothy Chalamet, he's becoming a Mr. Nick boy. I can see he's white, so I can call him boy. So I can call him that since he's white. I wouldn't call Spike Lee Nick boy. Hey, there's the Nick boy.
Spike's also 70, so I wouldn't.
No. But no, great game.
No one told me.
Great one. Great game. So we'll see what happens. Maybe the Pacers. I don't know, man. Sometimes you be feeling like the pressure shifts to you.
Yeah.
When that happens. So we'll see what happens.
Is it just me? Or have there been way more blowouts this year in the postseason?
I think it's just you.
Okay. All right. It seems like, and again, I'm not watching every night religiously. Right. I will watch the finals every game, tip to the end. I feel like there's been a lot of blowouts.
Maybe there.
We haven't had a lot of like real dramatic finishes where it comes down to the last shot.
Yeah, the second round was a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah.
We have a little bit. I feel like maybe the conference
has been a letdown.
Maybe the conference been a little bit of we did have game one of the Knicks where, the Halliburton, the three.
That was awesome. The bounce
three,
the high bounce and the overtime.
He does the choke too soon.
That was cool.
That was it. But other than that, Oklahoma and Minnesota was pretty anticlimactic.
And as a neutral observer, I like the Pacers. I respect them. As a neutral observer, as a Spurs fan, I'm just hoping that we have good, dramatic games next week in the finals. That's what I'm rooting for. All right, Rudy wanted to discuss the Denver Nuggets today. In our little text back and forth on what we want to get into today, you mentioned Rick Adelman's son Have they named him full-time coach?
Yeah, that's
okay.
what he did his press conference for.
What the hell's his first name? David? What's Rick? I
know
him as Rick's kid.
I just call him Adelman.
Adelman, sure. Okay, cool.
But no,
his job.
I'm being reporter guy.
Okay.
I'm being David.
You'll stir it up, David.
Oh yeah, I'm reading too much into it.
Okay.
But one of the first things out of his mouth was, "I'd like us to be in much better shape coming into next year." Now, when I look at that team, there's only two people that I feel like he could be talking to: Jamal Murray and the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic.
I know workout.
You know what I mean? So, pizza. David, it did in the end, but this didn't work out so well for the Mavericks. Telling the best players in the world, like he's been the best player in the world for 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't know if it's smart. I kind of let Nikola Jokic go at the pace he needs to go to. And then, yes, is Nikola out of shape? Because is Nikola be in better shape? Absolutely. But they didn't lose because of him. They didn't lose because he wasn't in shape. So, again, I don't know. He ain't talking to Aaron Gordon. He's in phenomenal shape. He ain't talking to Michael Porter Jr. He was hurt, and he's in phenomenal shape. The only people I could think he's talking about, Jamal Murray looked gassed, Joker looked gassed, but that's also because he probably had to play them a little bit too much.
He needed a smoke.
Yeah, he needed to smoke, but that's probably a conversation I have away from the media.
Bingo. Why are we telling the dumbasses in the media that I told the guys that they're too fat?
Yeah.
That's fine in private doors.
Right.
Why are we telling the reporters that? Unless he's doing that strategically somehow to send a message? I don't know. Like, there's always been, and I don't want, what I don't want to start doing now that he's no longer the coach is comparing every other coach to Pop.
I know. We get caught up in that.
We do that all the time. Well, Patrick Mahomes wouldn't do that. Okay. You know, Michael Jordan never did that. Okay.
You're comparing him to the elite of elite.
Right.
Right.
But I'm talking about, but dealing with the media can be taught. There was always two Pops. There was the Pop that we got, and then there's the Pop that the kids got
that we didn't know
in the room that we'll never know about.
Right.
And there, no doubt, Pop did use the media to send messages to the group.
We're soft
on occasion.
We're soft.
Sure, he would do that all the time. You know, they need to participate in their own recovery.
Right.
So
We're not as good as we think we are.
He would get on their ass a little bit.
Yeah.
But he also wasn't Rick Adelman's kid in year number 1 coming off an interim stint.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because again, that's the type of stuff that young, inexperienced coaches do. Like, because that leaves the rest of the guys looking around the room like, won't he just say what it is? He ain't talking to me.
Right.
He ain't talking to you. He's only talking to the two guys that looked visibly gassed in Joker and Murray.
And what is he talking? When did he say this? Because they got their asses eliminated 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I guess because he got introduced as the new head coach yesterday.
Oh, I see. I see. Maybe that was his way of establishing that I'm the new sheriff in town. And Nikola Jokic has got to smoke one less cigarette and lift one more weight and stop eating so much pizza.
Well, that one year Joker came in phenomenal shape, and he didn't like the way he played. He couldn't bang as much. He couldn't take the beating that he takes because he touches the ball so much.
Yeah,
and he beefed up a little bit, and all he's done is won three MVPs and one final MVP. Yeah. So
Denver's not deep. They've got 2 stars and 1 solid guy, and
there's another guy that played here that was never in real phenomenal shape until he got to the point in his career where it's like, okay, this is bad on my knees. Mm-hmm. Like Tim Duncan was he wasn't Joker, but he wasn't David. He was like right in between, like dad bod, but he was better than everybody else, and he got away with it up until he hit the 30s.
Yeah, and then his summer program was notorious.
Yeah, then it went up a notch because I'm a little bit older, but
Yeah, man. So
some guys can get away with it.
The Denver Nuggets need to worry about putting better players around the 2 stars they have, rather than the 2 stars they have staying in better shape. That's fine, but why are we throwing them under the bus at your opening press conference?
Yeah.
Like, you ain't heard Mitch Johnson say shit about nothing like that.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it.
So here's what I've seen in these playoffs. And I'm also being reporter guy because I admittedly
I'm reading too much into it.
Yeah, I don't want to as well. But so what I've seen in these conference championship games, these series, is the Pacers are going to probably beat the Knicks because the Pacers have a more deep team.
They're deeper. Oklahoma's deep.
What did Ant say about Oklahoma? It's 15 guys in one puppet string.
Yeah.
They're all the same. There's 15 of the same guy, and they wore our
I feel like the
asses out.
Pacers are like that too. Everybody on the Pacers can shoot.
Right.
Everybody can bring it up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like Oklahoma, that's why I feel like that's the best matchup for good games.
What you're starting to see is we have seen let's just go get 3 superstars and worry about the rest of the roster later. That's not
over.
That's not so much a thing.
No, that's
now
over.
It's about hoard draft picks, bring in a bunch of young kids, and just
weed them out.
Hit them in waves with a
Right.
bunch of depth,
Yeah.
right?
And find
That's what I'm seeing.
Bringing a whole bunch of young kids, find 4 of them that can play. Get you an Alex Caruso, who is probably my favorite role player. Locks up the best player, gets rebounds,
Yeah,
hits open threes,
yeah.
understands that if I'm open, but Shea's kind of guarded, Shea should probably get the ball. You know what I mean? Like, Alex Caruso is probably my favorite role player. I love role players that get it. Like,
Right. And as a Spurs,
and I think that's the Pacers and the Thunder.
yeah. And so as a Spurs fan, as I watch what's going on, I see how things are going,
Right.
and then I start looking at my own club.
What you thinking?
SGA has been in the league for 6 years, and got traded his rookie year.
Yeah,
to Oklahoma.
Sure. Michael Jordan drafted him and then traded him to the Clippers. Then the Clippers traded him to Oklahoma.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like Wemby is still just going into year 3 after coming into the league as an 18-year-old. All right.
Great point.
So my point is give it time, The Pacers, they have Tyrese Halliburton.
What year is he in?
5th year.
Give it time.
Give it time.
You calling the Spurs a brisket again?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Well, they have to make their mind up what they want to do with that with the meat right now, because everything we hear is they're in on Giannis. Perhaps they have an interest in KD. Okay, Indiana did it with depth, and one trade that didn't shake the earth. They brought in Pascal Siakam.
Huge trade.
Massive trade that no one even blinked on.
That people saw. Your phone got the alert. Do-do-do,
Yeah.
do-do-do.
Right.
Oh, and you put your phone down.
So what we have, the 2 and the 12, 2 and the 14 in the draft.
2 and 14.
Yeah, 2 and 14. Oklahoma City years ago had the 2 and the 12. And there was some thought that
I think
summer.
they took Chet, and I can't remember who else.
Jalen Williams.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that summer,
Oh, shit.
Oklahoma had the 2 and the 12.
Oh,
And
shit.
everybody in Oklahoma City is like, fuck it, let's
Great
go.
picks.
We have all these picks. Let's start bringing in some superstars here. Let's trade for some badasses,
Mhm.
And they had Paul George, and they traded him to get younger. But okay, cool, we did that, but we've hoarded picks, and we had all these draft picks now because of the Paul George trade and all these other trades. Now we got the 2 and the 12. Let's package the 2 and the 12 and go get a badass star. Or we sit and wait and make good decisions in the draft. They took Chet Holmgren, number 2. And at 12, they took Jalen Williams, who's become a fucking star.
Remember, Chet sat out his whole rookie year.
Right.
That's why him and Wemby were battling for Rookie of the Year, because
Right.
it didn't count, which is
Exactly.
a stupid NBA rule. But
So you
that
know where
Jalen Williams pick is fire.
You know where I'm going with this.
You're saying,
Maybe
you're about to
rather than give $70 million to Giannis
Kumpo.
maybe we just stay the course and take the kid from Rutgers and take our chances at 14 with somebody and stay young. Maybe that's the right thing to do. Become Indiana or what Oklahoma City has done.
So May 30th, because we go back and forth. May
We
30th.
We do.
May 30th, Mike is on the stay young train.
This morning I'm leaning to stay
5th,
young.
June 5th, that might be different.
But and here's the great unknown every time you and I talk about this. What does Wemby want us to do? because that's going to weigh heavily in what I wind up doing.
And you know what? I'm also kind of I go back and forth on that. Yes, we traded Derek White, DeJounte Murray. It was a 3-year plan to get this kid.
Mm-hmm.
But do you give him the keys to the car as far as upper management type moves this soon?
No, but you run it by him. And you get a feel for it because you don't want to deal with
him. They definitely ran Mitch by him.
You need to win.
They ran Mitch by him.
Absolutely.
That's why Mitch is part of the coach.
I'm not saying he hired Mitch.
But I don't know if
they absolutely included him in the decision.
He comes across to me as the kid, and the reason why the Spurs love him as, hey, I'm just here to play. I'll play for whoever y'all decide. He comes across to me as that kid. He doesn't come across to me as the kid that's like, do this or else. I don't get that vibe from him. I don't know him from a can of paint. But he doesn't come across to me as the kid that's, no, I hated his offense, blah, blah, blah. Just get somebody else in here, storms out. I don't take him for that guy.
Right now I'm thinking just take Ron Harper's kid.
I'm with you today.
Okay.
I'm with you today.
I reserve the right to change my mind by June 26th.
Yeah.
Which is the day of the draft. All right, it's in the building. If you would like to partner with this show and be a part of this program in the form of an endorser, a sponsor, hit us up. We want to hear from you. We're always in the market to do business with good people in this town, companies, organizations, whatever it might be. Got a text message yesterday from an inside source on behalf of San Antonio City Soccer, wanted to thank us because they did 3 months with us this spring.
When we were doing it wasn't a tryout.
It was a
placement.
It was a placement camp. So their enrollment this year went up by 200 players as opposed to last year.
We had something to do with that.
What changed over there at SA City? So, okay.
What up, Leroy?
I'm not saying that all 200 were from us, but it was more than zero.
Yeah, we had something to do with that.
Just saying. So shout out to my boys over at San Antonio City Soccer. Good news to hear that. And they don't stay with us year round. It's seasonal, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Maybe you just want to get your name out there, spend a month or two, and that's okay. That's fine. Maybe you want to be like, one of our regulars who's been with us from day one. That's great too. Whoever you are, if you want to get the word out, we're how you do it. Just saying, especially in this city. Speaking of which, shout out to the official real estate man. It is Jay Ribaldo.
Jay.
All you read all the time in the news is that housing is struggling all of a sudden now because it became so expensive and you had all this demand.
7%.
Prices went way up. I know guys that have put their house on the market in the last 5 years and had 15 buyers. Hell, I knew a guy who sold a house a few years ago up in Austin and hadn't even listed it yet. He just happened to tell his real estate person who told somebody, and it was bought that week.
I love it.
And that's great, except for when all of a sudden now demand outweighs produce. You know what I mean? There's one county in Texas, though, that's still rising. And because the costs have not gone stupid high. Like in Austin, the average house is over $500,000.
Right.
In Bexar County, the average home is $247,000, half the price of Austin. Jay Ribaldo's our guy. If you are in the market to buy or in the market to list, Jay does both. Maybe you're in the market for some commercial property, an investment property. Jay does that too. The official real estate man, Jay Ribaldo of the Ribaldo Realty Group, 210-887-1081. Email the man at jribaldo@kw.com, or you can look at all of his listings in his beautiful website. It's ribaldo.com. Ribaldo.com.
I need a little Brazilian steakhouse, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
I need some protein, sir.
Need some more protein in your life?
I need some protein, sir. Get your shit together, Jay.
I like how we just call our the people that keep us
that
employed.
Pay our bills.
Yeah. Calling our Indian friend Aladdin, and now you just told Jay to get his shit together.
I'm playing.
What the name? Hey, Orlando, your initials are okay, but you went to Texas. What kind of dumb shit is that? What is that? What you gonna say next? How will you insult our next guy?
I'll come up with one. That's gonna be my bid on Friday.
All right.
On Friday, I'm talking shit to the sponsors. Russ, Dale, y'all are next.
This ain't Dick's. What's the
Dick's,
place?
it was
Yeah,
Dick's.
yeah, down on the Riverwalk.
Like, get your own
Dick's?
freaking water.
Yeah. You know what? Have you ever gone to Dick's and been
Once.
insulted?
once. I understood.
I've never gone as a resident, but back when I was way young and we'd come here for vacation, a couple of times we would go to Dick's Last Resort. And I got to be honest with you, I was ready to fight those motherfuckers 10 minutes in. I don't
Why,
want
you didn't know?
No, I knew, but I didn't like it.
Well, then why would you go if you knew?
I wanted to check it out. And it pissed me off, man.
That's
I didn't like that at all.
The most unsurprising thing I've heard today. I can't believe it.
You can't believe that Mike went
That's
somewhere.
a dumbass bit.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there spending $80 to eat your fucking your overrated Riverwalk tourist food.
It's terrible.
And you gonna come call me a dick? You gonna treat me like an asshole? Hey, fuck you, dude. Yeah, I left out that motherfucker. I ain't never going back to Dick's Last Resort. I don't like that bit. I do not like that in the least. Not in the least. Just
Jose, what's going on? Why can't XX Hustler see what on the screen? Is everybody else? Can everybody else see us?
No, I'm
Mike,
just
show
gonna
him your
go ahead and
titties.
say that's him.
Can you see that?
Can everybody see Mike's titties?
If you can't see my chest, we have lighting issues. For sure. Look at that 2-pack I'm getting.
Oh,
I'm
you
trying.
getting the I see you,
trying.
dog. I see you, dog.
Unfortunately, it's really white, though. You can barely see it.
You need a tan to the muscles to come out.
I need a tan to make it look better.
Yeah.
God. XX Hustler, turn the bright up on your fucking computer, dumbass. See, now we're cussing out our people.
Now we're doing that.
I'm kidding.
I met him at the barbecue.
I was doing Dick's
He was a
Last
good
Resort.
guy.
I'm just kidding. Jeez. All right, let's talk football, shall we? Okay.
Is it football season?
When isn't?
We're less than 100 days out.
When is? What do you mean?
When is it not? Right, you're right.
Golly, yeah, I'm Tupac, MT the rapper. Call me Tupac. 2-pack. All right.
2-pack.
Tupac got shot and he turned his name to 1-Pac.
Yeah.
Didn't he lose a testicle? I think he did.
Was that him?
Yeah, he was one nut.
Nice.
Went from Tupac to one nut. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. Okay, Marty Schottenheimer's kid.
Yo, wait, Dabby Cap says he flipped out on his server at Dick's, Mike.
Oh, no shit.
He didn't know
That's funny.
Yeah, that's not surprising either. That's not surprising.
Can Mike be delivered to a sunny beach? Yeah, look how bad that is. I've lost a little bit of weight and I can't even show it off because you can't see me. I look like Casper.
Dude, when he was living in Hawaii, he was looking Mexican.
Yeah, I do. I was looking Mexican. I was looking like, you know what? I'm fun. Doogie Wise is in here on the Pub Sports Chat. Funny you mention that because next Friday after the show, we're going to go spend the weekend up at North Beach in Corpus Christi on the island. I'm going to go spend 3 days on Corpus Christi Beach.
Good for you.
I'm not going to wear a shirt for 3 straight days.
Good for you.
I'm going to go. I need some sun. It's funny this has come up today because I recognize it. I need some damn sun.
It's good for you, too.
I know. That's right. That's why being in Hawaii during COVID was great. Had no tourists, had the entire island to ourselves as the residents, and I got that vitamin D.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
That's a different kind of vitamin D, Jose.
Jesus,
it's not
Jose,
what you think.
Wait, what?
You're such a freaking weirdo.
I got excited.
Stop
Sorry.
making everything weird, bro.
Such a shock job.
I just got excited,
Such a shock job. Jesus.
Anyway.
All right. Anyway, Brian Schottenheimer, the coach of the Cowboys.
He's walking around with a visor on backwards. He's trying so hard to be the cool coach. This is going to end. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
You see that shit?
But I was watching him the other day, and I was like, that's not the head coach with the visor on backwards.
That's the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Dapping people up. What's going on, man? We got to work.
Hey,
man.
bro.
Like, hey, yeah, man. Turn up the music. What you want to do today? Go, hey, I got the ping pong in there. I'll kick your ass on ping pong table. Want some of me on ping pong? You listen to the new NBA Youngboy? You see Trump? Pardon your boy, NBA Youngboy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're kind of looking up at Brian Schottenheimer like, bro.
Yeah.
You're trying too hard.
Yeah. You think Shotty stays up on modern rap so he can be cool?
Yeah. Yes. First of all, it's a visor. Second of all, it's backwards
and upside down, like a fucking idiot.
It was upside down too.
One I saw had it upside down. It's just a fashion
6
thing.
and 11.
Dude, okay. I'm trying to like him. I really am.
That shit pissed me off.
The visor looks ridiculous.
He looks stupid.
Put the fucking thing around. You're 50 years old. What are you doing?
When you make Ant-Man look like he's debonair, you failed.
Don't try hard. Just be your effing self. I told you, he looks like he's trying to be like Dan Campbell. Trying to be that guy. Hey, I fucking love you guys.
But that's Dan's.
That's Dan.
Dan's is organic.
I know, and I hope
Brian
Shoddy
Schottenheimer
is.
shit is processed bullshit.
Dude, I feel like we should go to Oxnard. I just need to be around him so I can get a better feel for him,
Yeah.
being in the room with him. I've never even heard him speak.
We run, if y'all
Well,
don't, yeah.
I've heard him speak on TV, but
We're running hot and cold with him because a couple weeks ago, we're like, hey, I'm feeling
and
it.
I still am.
Yeah.
I'm still fine with
Okay.
him, but you're right about the visor. It looks dumb. All right, so we established that he looks stupid, and he has fake cool guy written all over
Fake
him.
cool guy, which players see right through, by the way.
And they hate it, and they immediately don't give a shit. And they
Right.
all the respect's gone forever. Especially young dudes that know you're doing a bit. They don't
Right.
need you to be cool. They need you to be a
Yeah.
good coach. They're not
Yeah.
asking you to be one of their homeboys. It's dumb.
Yeah.
All right. But he did say something yesterday
That
that
you
I
liked?
Yes,
What?
at the OTA. No more will we hear, here we go.
Really?
They have gotten rid of here we go. It's gone. It's gone with Mike McCarthy. Schottenheimer was saying, and how ridiculous does this now make Mike McCarthy look? Shoddy was saying, Shoddy, you know what? I'm calling him Schottenheimer. Fuck Shoddy.
I'm not calling
That's
him
my
Shoddy.
boy Shoddy. Me and Young.
I'm not
Yeah,
calling
we
him
going.
Shoddy.
Hey, you guys going to the Young Boy concert?
They start off 6
What?
and they start off 6-0. I'll call him Shoddy.
Okay, very good. All right, fair enough. What he was saying was that because the here we go actually is cadence.
Yes, Cadence.
It's a hot read. It means I'm about to audible. Okay, but when you do that 3 years in a row, eventually defenses start. Okay, he's audibling. Let's switch our defense. I mean, they were sacking the shit out of him last year, and a lot of it's because he's immobile. But a lot of it was they anticipated the snap. They anticipated the play because the here we go actually started to backfire because defenses were picking up, when Dak goes here we go and lifts the left leg, they do this.
Right.
I mean, wow, no shit. You do the same thing every fucking game all day, every Sunday, and the defense picks up on it.
Yeah.
I'll be darned. So I'm happy to hear that Schottenheimer has gotten rid of here we go. So we will never hear that come out of the mouth
I'll golf clap
of
that.
Dak Suck Scott ever again. That's right. I said Suck Scott.
Don't go there.
I'm trying to be. I'm trying
That's
to be
backwards
positive.
visor
I
upside
know.
down.
I'm sorry. I'm just. You know what, man? Okay, there's my Cowboys talk. All right.
Yeah.
I wanted to lead another thing. So, some NFL quick kicks
What's up?
would be cool if you had any bouquet to run. And we'll make the NFL Quick Kicks segment brought to you by Slackers, the official sports bar of In the Building.
It's Friday night. Get to Medical Center if you
Yes,
like
sir.
live music. Let them know In the Building sent you. The bartender will not know what you're talking about, but say it anyway.
Right.
Friday night live music at Slackers, baby. Their 13-year anniversary is coming up next month, June
Nice.
26th. So we got to put something together for June 26th.
Rudy, that's the night of the NBA draft.
No shit.
Why don't you make yourself a note there? Get back to me on that.
Let me do that.
Okay, very good. All right. Thank you, Buki. Joe Flacco chafed yesterday.
What? Wait.
Chafed.
What, like balls rubbing against his thighs?
In this sense, it's an analogy.
Okay, I'm listening.
His balls didn't really rub against his thighs and chafe his nutsack.
Oh, okay.
His body, he chafed
How so?
because he was asked, "Do you take pride in being a mentor to the young kids,
I would say hell.
the young QBs?"
They're trying to take my job. I don't owe y'all shit. That's what I would have said. What did Joe say?
What you just said, but not as ugly.
Okay.
Basically said, no, I'm not mentoring anybody. No, I'm not a mentor. And he actually got on the report. He's like, so when you ask me that, it's a lose-lose response from me. Because if I say, oh yeah, I'm happy to mentor them, that makes it sound like, oh, I'm not the starter long term.
I'm not locked in to be the best I can be
Yeah.
and try to win this job.
I don't think that. Yeah, eventually I'm grooming the kid to replace me and take my gig.
No.
But if I say no, I'm not fucking mentoring anybody. you call me a dick in your column and not being a team player.
Great point.
But that being said, no, I'm not a mentor.
No.
And even said his wife got pissed when they draft 2 quarterbacks.
And she should have.
Why are the Browns drafting quarterbacks? They have you.
That's what wives do. Wives are protectors.
Yeah, he ain't no damn mentor.
No, I'll mentor the receivers. Hey, man, you need to know what every position could be. You need to study this, blah, blah, blah. I'll mentor the offensive lineman. I'm not mentoring the guy to take my job.
That's right.
This is big boy. This is big boy shit, man.
Yeah.
We're not coddling each other, man.
No.
I'm not here at OTAs lifting weights and running in the hot sun.
Right.
So Shador or what's the other kid? Daniel Gabriel, is that his name?
Dylan
Gabriel, two
Yes.
first names. He'll never start. I'm not trying to help them take my job. That's one thing I never got mad at Brett Favre about. And there's a lot to be mad at Brett Favre about. But when they drafted Aaron Rodgers, he was like, fuck off. When Tom Brady, they drafted the good-looking Garoppolo, fuck off.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Robert Kraft, I know you like getting massaged by 13-year-old Asian girls.
Whoa.
Trade him.
And he did. He did trade him. Yeah, so
No, I'm with Joe on that. I love me some Joe Flacco, by
they
the
have
way.
5 quarterbacks in that room. Someone's going to have to
Someone's
go.
gone.
They drafted the Hellscape Zone Dylan Gabriel. And even he thought, oh, sweet, I'm the heir
Don't they
apparent.
have Pickett, too?
Yeah. And then in the last round, they draft Dallas's own Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
They got 5 dudes in that room.
Stupid.
One of those kids is not going to make that team.
No.
You can't carry 2 rookies.
You're not going to carry. I don't even know if you carry 3.
No, maybe
Well,
not.
you carry 3.
Be funny if Flacco gets cut.
I know.
But I'm with him though. I'm not. Look, Joe Flacco is 40 years old. He's been a very solid guy in the league for a long time. He's a very dependable, okay guy to get you through. He ain't gonna win no championships anymore, nothing like that. But I love that. That's leadership to me. I'm the face of the team.
Yeah.
I'm the quarterback. I'm not gonna sit up here and face Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm grooming the kid to take my place.
That's like
No.
me. That's like me working at Chase. I've been there for 15 years. And they say, hey, here's the robot Sammy. Will you train him to take your job? No, I will not train the robot to take my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Stupid. Shout out to Flacco. Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP,
I like that.
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, that's
I love
right.
it. I'm cool with it. And I'm older, so shout out to all the older guys.
Yeah, he's got a little gray in that beard.
Yeah.
It's funny, they asked Dallas's own Matthew Stafford yesterday in L.A., do you want to be the quarterback of the U.S. Olympic team in a couple of years? He's like, am I going to be the coach? I'll be 40 then. No, I'm going to quarterback a flag football team.
Did you guys see what Mahomes said about that too?
What did he say?
The young guys do it.
Yeah.
He's out.
Good for Mahomes.
It's a joke. I'm Patrick fucking Mahomes. I ain't going to go run around in shorts and flag. Get the fuck out. Flag football.
Let me trigger Mike real quick.
What a dumbass
Did you see what the face of flag football said? We've made this sport popular, not the NFL players. They don't deserve to play in the Olympics. We do. We're the ones. I'm like, who are y'all, and how did y'all make flag football popular? Rando dude, nobody knows, probably played some D2 football. They made flag football popular, not the NFL players. Yeah, I'm like, what? I was like, first of all, who are you? Second of all,
you're not triggered. I'm just laughing. It's actually, I'm not triggered. I'm tickled. It's a one-off.
It's only going to be one Olympics like breakdancing?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's in America, and so they're going to.
They got to cater to us.
Just make flag.
Cater to the stupid Americans. They like that. What is it? Football? Let them play. We'll take it out when we move back to Egypt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have flag football when they have the Olympics in Cairo or anywhere else outside of the United States. All right, my guy Caleb Williams starts off his. So they begin. The Bears started OTAs, and
my quarterback was there.
He runs.
Shout out to the Bear. Bear down.
He walks out there.
What'd he say?
And decides before taking any questions, he gives a 4-minute long speech.
I didn't see this.
On that report that came out not a report, there's a book coming out.
Oh, about him not wanting to be drafted by the Bears and going to UFL and all that shit.
Seth Wickersham's publishing a book this month about quarterback journeys, and there's a chapter on Caleb. And it reveals to the world that he and his pops tried to do everything they could to not go to Chicago. Talk to the Vikings. Hey, is there any way y'all would trade up?
Mm-hmm.
And in the book, it even says that they even thought maybe we should go to the Canadian League for a year and re-enter the draft next year. I mean, he has tons of money. He's already rich. But at the end of the day, he's like, hell. It was Caleb who actually told his pops, it's fine. Let's make this happen. Let's go to the Bears.
So did Caleb say this report by Wickersham was true?
Sure.
Damn.
And go lot. You'll be proud of him. I thought it was really cool.
Well, this is the thing, Mike. This a whole new, like, other than the GM and the owner, it's a whole new staff now. So this staff, like Ben and his staff shouldn't be offended by this. And
And they're not.
Nobody in their right mind would blame the kid for not wanting to go to one of the worst ran organizations in all of sports. So I get it. I'm not mad at Caleb Williams. He didn't want to be a Bear.
And the only people
I'm a Bear fan.
Yes, correct. And the only people that seem to care about this is media.
Yeah.
Us.
It's a story. We're storyline people.
And fans don't give a shit.
At
When you
all.
get a chance today, go to YouTube it.
Watch it.
It's
Okay.
great. And look, I'm worried about him. You know, I'm happy that he's got Ben Johnson now. I hope Ben winds up.
We got the Great Wall of Chicago in front of him now. We're gonna be able to protect him.
I'm excited about that. I love the kid. Is he a bit eccentric? A little bit.
Well, who is it?
He seems like a bit of an overthinker. You know.
He holds the ball too long, no matter how good the offensive line is.
Well, that too. But what I mean is like he overthinks everything.
Oh yeah.
Just relax, meet and play ball, baby. You got all the talent in the world.
Right.
That kid is the highest graded he's the highest graded QB, I think, since Houston's own Andrew Luck. Talent wise, coming out of high school. He has massive talent, so damn talented. Just play ball. You got a new coach, and you'll be proud of him. And I ain't mad at him at all. I hope he figures it out. He's got Ben Johnson. The fans in Chicago, they don't give a shit. And most Bears fans know, hey. And all he said was, look, we had to be diligent when we looked at the Bears. Oh, you need to go watch it. But, baby, he was saying we saw an organ like they've never had a 4,000-yard passer. You know, We're not sure if it's in our best interest. And, by the way, every single kid that goes to the draft looks at the draft order.
Where you go,
it's everything.
Where you go can take a 5-year career and turn it into 15. You know what I mean? Like, if you go to the wrong place, next thing you know, they're calling you a bust.
Sure.
You suck. You're jumping around the league, and next thing you know, like, oh, man, I didn't know he started a tech company. He's not in the league. So where you go matters. I don't blame him one bit.
How many speeches have I given? We've talked about this over and over and over. Yeah, there are organizations that'll take a 3-year player and make him a 10-year player, and vice versa.
Right.
There are organizations that'll take a 15-year player and turn him into a 2-year player because they're the fucking Bears or the Browns or the Dolphins. This is where you go to die as a career. It sucks.
And
so I don't blame the kid at all. But you'll be proud of him. He wasn't like, oh yeah, I didn't want to play for fucking. He was like, look, guys, I'm a professional. I had to look after myself. Everybody else does too.
Not mad at it.
Yeah, and if you look at the replies, all these Bears fans right there with him.
Yeah.
We all know what the problem was. It was Eberflus.
Oh, God.
Eberflus was a horrible leader.
He's in Dallas now, right?
He's the defensive coordinator. Yay.
He's a great coordinator.
We'll see about that.
I'll say this last quick kick, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Just the different philosophies on how teams do business, and I'm not trying to make this about the Cowboys.
Yeah. The
Atlanta Falcons still owe Kirk Cousins $117 million, and this coming up year they owe him $27.5 million. And they've told him, you are not starting. So Kirk was like, I ain't going to OTAs. Y'all going to start, Penix, big Penix energy?
Yeah.
Y'all need me at OTAs. But the philosophy, like, I know we give Jerry a lot of shit, but I don't know if I'm an owner and I know I'm paying a guy almost $30 million and I still owe him $117, it would be tough for me to watch him not work. You know what I mean?
He's just trying to force a trade.
But Atlanta is like, hey, we know we owe you money. We don't give a shit. We're going with Penix. And a lot of teams, one here in Texas, would never.
Never. No balls. The Falcons have balls.
Because at the time when they signed him, hey, this is the best opportunity. oh, damn, Penix is available. Let's take him. And guess what? In the second year, we're going to start him, even though we owe Kirk Cousins $117 million.
Right.
I don't even know if I could do that as an owner. It'd be tough for me. I know we give these owners a lot of shit, but it would be very tough for me to watch $30 million walk up and down the sideline with a headset on.
Well, I don't like the Packers, but that's the team that I always go to when I praise teams that handle the most important position in the world in sports the way you should.
Right.
With ruthlessness.
That's ruthless.
We got Brett Favre. Fuck him. We're drafting Aaron Rodgers anyway. We have a chance to get Aaron Rodgers. We're putting him on the roster. We don't care if he sits for 3 years. Aaron Rodgers, oh, you're still in your prime? Great, but you're now 32. We're drafting Jordan Love because that kid can play. If you don't like it, fuck off. You can get out. You can get out of here. How did it work out for Favre? Not great. Well, although Favre did take the Vikings to the playoffs, but they don't give a shit. The Packers take care of quarterback, and if the guy that's there doesn't like it and gets butthurt and lets it affect his play, tough shit. Now, in the case of Joe Flacco, it's different. He ain't butthurt. He don't want to be traded.
He knows who he is.
He's just going to go out there and try to outball his kids
and
beat their – look, I know who I am. I'm not going to demand to get traded. I'm a professional.
Right.
I'm not going to let it affect me, but I'm damn sure not mentoring these little dick slappers.
Yeah.
It's my job. These teams that have no guts, like the Dallas Cowboys, would never do they would never do that.
No.
They would pass. Let's say the Cowboys, shockingly next year, wind up with the 4th pick. Well, I mean, let's just do this. Let's say, for whatever
Penix
reason,
was top 10, wasn't he?
I think it was like 16, 11, 12, I don't know. Let's just say that the Cowboys somehow wind up with the number 1 pick in the draft next year. Hypothetically speaking, something happens and they wind up with the number 1 pick. They're not taking Arch Manning.
Yes, they are.
Because they're
Yes, they are.
Because they're
now, that one I'll
scared
disagree with you
of
on that.
Dak.
There's no way.
Rudy, they've not drafted a quarterback in the first round since 1989.
Yeah, I feel you.
They have no effing balls.
And the reason I brought it
they
up
don't
is
take
because
care of the quarterback position.
Kirk Cousins is Dak.
Yes.
So there's
is
no
Dak.
reason why he shouldn't be in that situation as well. That's
I'm
why
not sure.
I brought it up.
Actually, I think he's a little better than Dak right now. I'd rather have Kirk Cousins quarterback the Cowboys right now than Dak. I don't mean I'm winning playoff games.
Yeah, no,
I think he's a little.
You
I
ain't
think he's
winning Monday
past that.
night either, but still, yeah, I know. What you
No,
mean.
I ain't winning Monday night.
Yeah.
Segment brought to you in part by Slackers, the official sports bar of our show. 5 locales, 281 in Thousand Oaks, the Nacogdoches location, the St. Mary's location, Medical Center up on Fredericksburg Road, and then the one by North Star Mall on Rector. It is Slackers, the official sports bar of In the Building. All right, what else? What else today? I didn't. This isn't on the run sheet. I'm going to forget. So there was a story a few years ago. Sean Kemp got in trouble. Remember this? Sean Kemp was like at some drugstore.
He owns a weed store.
He was just shopping.
Okay.
He was.
Oh yes, I remember this story.
So he had beef with a couple of dudes. You know who the hell knows what triggered it?
The dude probably wanted to pick. Sean said no.
Sean Kemp gets into an argument with 2 dudes like in a Walgreens parking lot, and decides to go to his car, pull a gun out, and shoots at these dudes. They're like, "Whoa!" They take off running. Like, what the fuck, dude? We're just trying to talk shit. You got it. You pulling the guns out.
Never know who you're dealing with.
And Sean fires the gun. 2 years later, I saw this yesterday. He's faced with nothing but evidence against him. It doesn't matter what those kids said to you, those dudes. He had no right
to bust at him.
Pull out a gat and start firing bullets in public like that in a parking lot. So he's pled guilty this week.
Guilty.
And so I think he's going to get sentenced next week. Sean's facing probably his lawyer has asked for the minimum, which is 9 months in prison. Sean, I think he could get 2 years. So y'all pour some out for Sean Kemp. It was one of my favorite players back in the day. He's getting ready to do time because he
was a human highlight reel.
He thought he was in Texas and thought he could just fire guns off like a cowboy.
In Texas, we can stand our ground.
No, he was in Seattle, and you can't do that. So what? And he's also going to pay these guys money. He's got to pay restitution when he gets out of prison. So y'all, thoughts and prayers for Sean Kemp. I love that guy. God, I love
too.
that guy. Dang it. All right, show brought to you in part 2 by
yeah, that was Dominique.
the guy that brings our
Who?
punches. We get violent each and every day on this show, and it's time to get violent, Bookie, on In the Building on Love You Hard TV.
It's time for People I Want to Punch on In the Building.
Do. All right. You want to go first?
I'm punching Jose Bouquet.
Oh, God.
Sir, when you're producing for Mike Taylor and Rudy J,
Oh, boy.
and you see our names pop up on your text message, you light a fire under your ass, sir. It might be important.
That's true. I saw your text message about the video earlier, like 5-10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
way
saw-
past the Texas Cheer Liquor spot. Do you know what I went through to get that video?
No.
I sent the man a video this morning at 9:50. 10 minutes, plenty of time to put the video in. Texas Cheer Liquor spot comes up. I get no video.
I have it, though. Don't you worry. We can use it next time.
Yeah.
I've got it.
Punch Jose Bouquet for not realizing who he's producing for and not being prepared for my live spot. What the hell is the matter with you? And what do you mean you saw it a few minutes ago? You always got your phone up your ass. See, this is the problem I have with my children. Well, with my teenager specifically. She keeps her phone up her ass, but when me and her mom call, all of a sudden the phone ain't nowhere to be found.
I didn't hear it go off.
I hear it go off. I didn't know you text me. I swear, look, I'm holding. It's not on silent. Blah, blah, blah. You just told us 3 months ago you can't go 30 minutes without your phone, yet you don't get my video from Texas Cheer Liquor that I had to get from their social media person sent to me because I didn't want to grab it from Instagram and lose the quality of it, only to have Jose not play it.
That's true. All these things are true. I have no response.
I wonder what his parents would do when they would chastise him, get onto him legitimately.
You know what? You
And he'd
can't.
just go, I have nothing to say.
That's
true.
That would drive me crazy as a parent. I'd want to choke him.
I accept my punishment.
So I used this method with Peter Bolger, my old program director. He'd bring me in. You're cursing way too much. I need you to stop cursing so much. And you always reference sex all the time. Sex is a crutch for you, Mike. You're right, Peter. I'll stop talking about sex. Hey, man, it's your radio station. That's what I always say. Hey, it's your station.
I'm sure that would drive him crazy.
Peter hated it. Peter, if you're watching, you remember, like I would say, Peter watches all the time. I would just say, well, it's your radio station. Okay, I'll stop. And I never said like, I'm sorry.
My bad.
Show
No.
contrition. Show him that I understood that he's
Yeah.
correct. I do speak about sex too much. I would just say, all right, I'll stop talking sex. It's your radio station. And he's like, Mike, but I want you to understand why you... No, it doesn't matter. You're the boss. I just won't talk sex anymore. Oh, you get so
Such a
pissed.
smart ass.
Such a smart ass.
Such a smart ass. That's Jose. I know.
That's your station. Sure, fine.
This is true.
You don't want good radio talk. You don't want good talk.
And then, like, I can't even continue to rant because he's like, "You're right."
Yeah, you're right. Well, you're also scary. I wouldn't want you
I ain't
yelling at me.
scary.
You are scary.
Dude, let me tell y'all something. I cannot fight. I've said this many times on this show. Don't be scared of me. It's just the voice. I can't fight, but I got goons.
Running dim cheeks. It's not Peter Bolger. It's Peter Bolger. Oh,
Who is
listen to him. He hears Peter
Bulge.
Bulge and he gets excited.
Y'all are silly.
Peter Bolger, not Bulger.
Seems like a nice guy.
Bolger, not Bul.
Right.
Big difference.
What up, Peter?
What's up, Peter?
Peter Bulge would be a weird name.
All right. Peter Bulge would be a we had a Peter Burns too on that station.
Shout out to Peter
Yeah,
Burns.
my man Peter Burns.
You
Shout
put
out.
him in the damn.
SEC Network's own.
You put him in douchebag.
I did.
That's messed up.
Well, I didn't. The people did.
But you worked with him, saw him every day. He sold you, and you put him in the douchebag
The
contest.
people did.
The
Not
shoe fits.
me.
You have to wear it.
And he went to the Elite Eight. Shout out to Peter.
What up, Burns?
Also watches from time to time. Where's that? Where are you living these days, Peter? Charlotte. I think it's Charlotte.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big time SEC.
Yeah, my
guy.
man. All right.
Who you punching?
Okay. Go with me on this. This is maybe stupid. I don't know who I'm punching.
Okay.
All right. I'm punching somebody involved in the WNBA is who I'm punching. All right? So
That's fine.
this is where the punch sound effect comes. Do you need a co-pilot?
Me? Oh, you're talking to me? No, sorry. I was putting on the music for punch.
Okay. See, he has to do a lot in his defense. But I would rather work with a kid that made a few mistakes, that's a team player and happy to be here and enjoys being here, than there's other scenarios that are far worse.
Everybody has flaws. You pick who you can put up with.
This does not mean we don't want you to improve.
Yeah, get on your shit, bro. Like, play the videos I send you.
Especially Rudy, because he's mean and scary.
Yes. I don't want the black man to be scared.
What the fuck?
You don't want this the angry black man.
Mike didn't say anything about my color.
You went Draymond Green on him. Oh, jeez. Okay.
WNBA.
So the WNBA announced this week that after extensive investigation, looked at every single camera.
I saw this.
Listened to every possible microphone. Found absolutely zero evidence of any racism from the crowd
from the stands.
Hurled at Angel Reese. Okay, good. That's a good thing. Maybe this is more of an ass whip than a punch. I'm ass whipped by the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ass whipped that so many of the players are envious of Caitlin Clark. I'm ass whipped that it's brought racist assholes out of the woodwork that don't know shit about the WNBA.
That is true.
I'm ass whipped that these girls always have to get triggered. Speaking of getting triggered.
Yeah.
I'm ass whipped that the WNBA is always having to investigate hate speak. Hate speak? Okay, racism is hate speak. Saying you fucking suck, quit fouling, quit being a cheating. That's not hate speak. That's being a fan.
Right.
I'm ass whipped that it seems like there's a lot of insensitivity amongst the players in the WNBA. And I don't want to be sexist here, but maybe I'm ass whipped by the estrogen that is in that league. Because they want equal treatment, and the fan gets on their ass and, it's hate speak. We need an investigation. I'm going to go on Instagram and talk about, I need a safe space, and I'm going to take next week off.
I wouldn't mind.
These are the things that are making, and I actually pay a little bit more attention to that league. With Becky Hammond, we got Paige Beckers. I told my kid I'm going to root for the Wings. The basketball's very mediocre. Judson High's boys team would beat the shit out of the Dallas Wings today if they played by 40. But we're not focused on that.
Right.
I want to be entertained. These are the kinds of things that are like, I got plenty of other things I could watch. This is going to turn me away from the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is out 2 weeks because she's hurt. It's probably a good thing for the WNBA. Everywhere the Fever go, this shit gets brought back up. Can we just play the games?
It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing because
it's too much.
Yeah, it's a good thing because they get to, we get a break from it, but it's a bad thing because that's 2 weeks worth of games that won't sell out.
Right. The league's in a weird situation with her. How much money has Caitlin Clark been worth to the league?
A ton, and they were still in the red. Yeah,
right. But because there's so much love for her, there's envy, there's jealousy, and is some of that white folks don't give two shits about the league? Oh, Caitlin Clark.
Well, first of all, I think folks. Yeah, it ain't white, it ain't black, it ain't Asian. It's folks don't give a shit about the league.
Right, but
everybody.
But now some do.
Yeah.
Angel Reese is a fucking pain in the ass.
The problem with Angel Reese is it's not even that.
She's just an okay player.
She's not even that good.
She ain't even a star. She's Draymond Green.
She's not that good. That's the problem. That's the problem I have.
Caitlin is Larry Bird.
She's Anna Kournikova. She's a pretty young lady that people like to watch do other things. She's marketable. She's got a Reebok deal. She's got a successful podcast. We've seen this with Anna Kournikova. Oh, she's really pretty and really marketable, but she sucks at tennis. I feel like it's the same thing with Angel Reese. Like, okay, she's marketable, but when I watch her play, she's not that good.
She's a hustling, scrappy rebounder.
She's not. Yeah, she's a role player.
She's Dennis Rodman. She's Draymond Green. She plays great defense and she rebounds.
And she's polarizing right now because of the Caitlyn situation.
You know,
other than that, I have no time for it.
I wish like Caitlin Clark and Angel would like do a live Instagram feed together and tell us, hey, y'all are being stupid. Yeah. All of you.
Yeah.
We're playing the game. It's going to get heated sometimes.
Agreed.
She's a rival. I don't
like her when we're out there.
Correct.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, we're not. Fuck racism. Fuck hate speech. All this shit that gets just like kicked up like yucky dust.
Yeah.
It makes guys like me that want to watch and enjoy the league not want to.
Well, we're trying.
That's an ass whip. So I'm not even sure who I'm punching. Punch society for not being able to handle a couple of women that had a hard, flagrant foul.
Yeah, who
God
cares?
Almighty.
Yeah.
Anyway. Whether you're overreacting and it's not racist or you're a racist pig, the whole thing's an ass whip. Just play ball.
Agreed.
What the fuck, man? And I'm not saying like shut up and dribble. I'm just saying, again, I pay less attention to social issues than ever because there's nowhere to go, but it only leads to me being pissed off.
Yeah.
There's no answers. It's an ass whip. I only have so many years left in my life. I'm 50 years old. I want to enjoy my life. And I don't mind athletes speaking their mind. And if someone drops an N-bomb, their fucking ass ought to be kicked out and beaten up. But I don't want to come off as, I just want to play basketball. Greg Popovich needs to shut fuck up. But at some point, though, I really do just want to watch ball. You know, I worked my ass off all day. You know, people spend all day working, doing shit they don't really want to do. You get home, you grab a beer, preferably from Texas Cheer Liquor. You sit down, you pet your dog, you unbutton your jeans, you take a breath. You want to watch ball. I don't want to be beaten over the head with. I'm cool. The WNBA it's too much into the other shit. It seems to me.
Agree with that.
And it needs to be tempered some. That's it. Punch the WNBA. Y'all
as a whole.
You're finally getting all these people wanting to watch your league. Don't fuck it up. That's it. And it's not the players. It's the fans. And the overreaction online and Twitter and all that bullshit. Anyway, that's it. All right. Don't make me divorce the WNBA. And if I do decide to divorce the WNBA, I'm going to go call my man Orlando Kell, the official family man, the family lawyer of In the Building. It is Orlando Kell. If you need a family lawyer for whatever reason, he's available. He's at the ready. 210-775-4995. You can email him directly. It's orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. All right, show also brought to you in part by GC Roofing and Construction and Lone Star Nano Services. More big weather in town last night. I've been up since 5.
Yeah, that thunder woke me up.
Droosh.
It was Jose's cheeks.
Groosh.
Yeah, they were. You said that, Rudy, not me.
Yeah, okay, Rudy. That's on you, Rudy. What a beautiful. It was a Pete Maravich like pass to him. Nice work.
You did that. We might need GC to come to Southtown 101. Get some love sauce on the roof here.
The cheek clapping.
Yes.
It didn't. Cheek clapping with him. It's like.
Yeah, he ain't got
that's
no
the
ass.
that's the cheek clapping. He's thinking
no
about.
ass.
I'm talking about thunder.
I've got a cute butt.
I'm talking about lightning. If you got affected by big weather or you think your roof might need to be looked at, my boys at GC and Lone Star will go check it out. It's GC Services Roofing and Construction. All right, they bring this next segment. More fun with Gen Z before we get out of here. I'm going to do a couple of these every couple of days. Scenarios from back in the day to see if he actually remembers any of this. We talked about a few things a couple of days ago.
So I thought of one as well because I was just driving to work and I was like, how the fuck did people, like, if you had to drive somewhere, how'd you know how long it was going to take?
You didn't. You had a hunch.
Yeah, you got lucky.
It's like, it's about 20 minutes. What if there's traffic? You don't know.
like for instance, that's why you listened to the radio back in the day, and you hoped that the traffic was half-ass accurate, which it wasn't usually, because they have one helicopter.
Right.
They have one helicopter flying over the city trying to keep up. Can you imagine like today? not sure where the flooding zones are.
Yeah.
Like what
Oh,
streets
that would
got
be
flooded.
awful.
You'd be out there on your own.
What if you're by like where you live, Mike, and that all those loop-de-loop shit they're shut down? What you have no idea. You're just like, oh, I'm
Right.
gonna drive home.
Right.
And get stuck there for an hour.
Hey, I don't live there anymore because of that shit. I moved. But yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
It's an ass whip. So I pulled this. There was a really cool thing that went viral on Reddit the other day. Some young dudes all these older folks were
That was
talking
a good
about how
bit.
things used to be that these
What
kids
was it
now
like?
have. Yeah, what was it like back in the 80s and 70s? So
Right.
here's a couple of people that are our age and older that jumped in on this kid's Reddit page. All right, one guy wrote, before everything was made of plastic, there was broken glass all the time.
What?
Yes.
He's right about that. Yes.
Why?
He says, I think about this a
People
lot,
throw them on the ground.
and I hope someone older than me can confirm. That's correct. There was way more broken glass on the street back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, you could not, like, I run around barefoot all the time. You could not do that in the 80s
No.
because everything was glass, and people would just bust them,
But
throw them
now-
down.
For
Now
shits
we
and
just
gigs?
chop down trees and make,
Well, I have a source that at a certain baseball program that's near us, when they sweep, they have sweep parties and they take all of their like glass bottles of whatever alcohol. They just throw them on the ground, like just toss them on the ground and they make the freshmen sweep it all up.
That's funny.
Yes, there definitely has been a couple cuts on the face, because
Whoa.
of glass.
Flying
Glass, and you have to wear glasses. But I've definitely heard of those parties, and I have definitely seen those videos.
What school are we talking about?
A program that is definitely near us that is having a resurgence amongst a new coach.
Oh, okay. They may or may not be in the NCAA tournament this week.
They
you're
definitely
saying.
may not be. Yes. They definitely might be in Austin as well.
All right. One other person wrote, things took time back in the day. We mailed letters.
Oh, that sucks.
We made phone calls to a single phone in a home or a business. Photos took days to develop. News arrived in the daily newspaper or at 5 p.m. on one of our 3 television channels. We used paper maps to navigate. We watched movies at the theater or years later on late night TV or on HBO
Or
a year
Blockbuster.
later. Yeah. We rented them at Blockbuster. We checked out books at the library.
I did.
We made travel arrangements through a travel agency that took days to book.
What?
It was a slower pace of life, and we accepted it. And a lot of that shit
But it was faster
was
than
better.
It was faster than the 30s though. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
you know what I mean? Like, it was still evolution.
Well, of course. I mean, that's why we have Juneteenth. It took 8 months for people in Texas to know that Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation.
Don't get me started.
Mike, when you were in a new place, how did you determine I'm gonna go to this bar? You can't look anything up.
It's a great question.
You walk in there and see.
And you happen to drive by and you made the decision to try it one time. And you did it. It was trial and error, man. That's it. Restaurant, bar,
I think
any place. It's trial
Jose,
and error.
How long you been with your lady?
A long time, like 8 years, 9 years, 10 years.
How did you meet her?
Truthfully, I had relations and dated one of her friends.
But
Oh, nice.
okay.
She stole you from her
Let's see.
homegirl.
No, I'm a homie hopper, to be exact.
A
see,
homie hopper.
We didn't have social media, so I
Yeah.
had to walk up to my wife and say, "Hello,
I can't imagine that.
how are you doing?
I-
My name's Rudy. What's your name?"
I've never once gone up to a stranger at a bar and said, "Hello, my name is Jose."
Yeah, but you didn't pick up Helga on Tinder or
No.
Snow Bunny or one of these dumbass
Yeah, see,
pickup apps.
we had to have game. Y'all guys, if y'all post a couple of memes and she thinks it's funny, and then you start messaging each other, then y'all meet up. Like y'all don't have y'all conversation rule the nation. Like I had to work my way in and
Mhm.
have a little bit of moxie about myself and some conversation. Like you have no idea how hard it is to walk up to an attractive woman that you've
No.
never met in your life and try to pull her.
I don't, and I would rather set myself on fire than have small talk. So, I truthfully
He means that.
if I went up to some random woman and I'd be like, "Oh, how's your day?" I 2 seconds I'd be like, "I just honestly don't give a fuck." Like, I
Yeah,
just
we
truly
met
don't
our
care.
girlfriends and partners and wives in bars.
Yeah,
sounds
we did. I was
We're
at
at
a
the
bar.
grocery
I
store.
was at a club.
Yeah, you macked.
I had to
You
match.
had to throw Mac down.
No, I know. I just go to clubs and bars and I just sit and people watch. I'm like, oh, that person looks interesting.
So Nina is a millennial. right?
She's on the borderline though, because
She's the oldest. Nina was born in 83. Wait, no, 81. She was born in 81.
She's still a millennial.
She's 43. She's technically a millennial. But we actually, the first communication we made, it's funny, because I'm Mr. Gen X.
Same.
The first communication we ever had, and it was plutonic. It was not, I'm using big words today for funsies. It was very plutonic, and it was on Twitter. And I reached out to her because I thought Bean and Cheeseman was really funny. And I was in Hawaii. I was divorced.
Didn't you ask her to come on the show or some shit? I don't remember.
Yeah, but that's months later.
Right.
I sent her a DM on Twitter one time. So I was newly divorced, right? Living alone in Hawaii and missing home. And so I had a bit where I was buying T-shirts that reminded me of home. San Antonio Spurs shirts, San Antonio bands. Whataburger sent me a care package. It was fun. We turned it into a bit. Lonely Mike, living alone in Hawaii in the hellscape, missing San Antonio. We made it a bit. And the guys would give me shit, And I reached out to Nina because I thought her show was very funny. I thought she was very cute. And I just sent her a DM, but it wasn't flirtatious. Hey, I think you guys are super funny. She had been a judge at the barbecue.
That's right.
Right. So I technically had met her, but it was 2 seconds. Thanks for coming out to be a judge. Think you guys are funny. Can you send me some Bean and Cheeseman swag and I'll wear it in Hawaii? She's like, yeah, for sure. I can mail it to you. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be in town next week. You want to just meet somewhere like at the HEB or, I can pick it up from you and I'll give you some props. She's like, sure, no problem. And so she agreed to meet me at a spot to give me a bag of swag. And I thought I was just going to say, how you doing? Good to talk to you. Good luck. I appreciate it. 6 Shiner lights later.
Look at that.
What?
Still talking.
Pickles for dinner later.
I thought we were about to get the...
No. I know. Yeah, by the way, no sex. We hung out for 3-4 hours. We drank some beers. It went great. We probably would have kept our date going, but she had to go get her son from school.
Yeah.
But she had her life,
Yeah.
And I went back to Hawaii 2 days later, and we courted old school.
Exactly.
We courted like World War II era.
Exactly.
On the phone.
Facts.
Sending text messages. I was talking to her for 7 weeks before I even and here we are building a relationship on through the phone. It was weird. And I'm like, I hope she can kiss. She don't even know if I can fucking kiss, And so you can imagine that 6 weeks of build up.
He couldn't do that.
Because I flew back to San Antonio because I asked her to go on a date with me. I was an MC at a gala for my buddy's charity, Miracle League of San Antonio, and I asked her if she'd be my +1, and she agreed to do so.
Well, you've been talking for 7 weeks. She better.
And she said yes, and she went. I knew she was excited. She bought a new dress. When I saw she bought a new dress, I'm like, okay, I'm in. This is gonna work out. It's great. It's work out. It's gonna work out great.
I'd love to hear Nina's side of this story as well.
She'll tell you the exact same
story.
She'll tell you the exact same. You may see her in the morning, by the way. So you can ask her tomorrow if you want to.
I played it. I played Anna. I didn't touch her.
Oh my gosh.
For 2 months, 2-3 months, I wouldn't touch her. Wouldn't touch.
Oh, I like how you chose not to touch her.
I did. So she finally she finally had enough and just grabbed me. I was like, I knew what I was doing.
Why'd you do that?
Because I liked her.
Oh, you're trying to be uber gentle.
Yeah, I liked her. And women get off to that shit like, damn, girl, most of these motherfuckers just want to fuck. I was like, I ain't gonna touch her. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna act like
warfare.
I ain't gonna act like I ain't never had no ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no big deal to me. I like you. I'm into you.
I like it.
And she finally grabbed me. She kissed me first because I'm fucking Rudy J. I don't have to do all that shit.
Well, and I will say, after 7 weeks of courting, she picked me up at the airport when I landed for the date.
Yeah.
And I had a hotel. She chose not to go home. She stayed with me.
I think at that point, people. At that point, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's not the first date. 7 weeks over the phone, you can build a bond.
Yeah, and we've been together ever since. So it's working out great. It still feels like new to me, baby. Love you mucho. All right, I have a lunch meeting.
Yeah, I got to get too. What the hell are we doing?
We're shooting the shit.
I got to get out of here.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. GC Roofing, Appreciate you,
Nano.
Lone Star Nando. It's hard. It's storm season, and Corpus Christi, hurricane season's just getting up and running too. Just saying.
You might not need a new roof. You might just need a little love sauce.
Correct.
And let Dale come through and spray you with it.
So don't forget, if you have roofing issues, reach out to me and Rudy. We'll get you our guys at GC and/or Lone Star Nano. All right, I got a meeting. I love y'all hard. Thanks everybody. I'll see y'all at Texas Cheer Liquor over off of I-90 and 1604 Montgomery exit.
Texas Cheer Liquor number 3.
Number 3.
90
We're going to give away some free whiskey. But you got to get your name in the hopper by buying tickets to the concert. Y'all come hang out and get you some stuff. Come hang out with me and Rudy today. 2 o'clock. See you then. Love you hard. Bye.